and welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast, where we explore how technology, AI, and cybersecurity are reshaping the way we work. This segment of our tour, we are back at it again, live in London, interviewing top IT leaders. Each episode, we're going to bring you insights from real leaders and industry experts on how organizations can navigate today's challenges and unlock tomorrow's opportunities. From making sense of complex data, to simplifying IT environments, to delivering real business outcomes, Lenovo is helping businesses of every size reimagine what's possible. Join us as we dive into the future of work. Work Reborn. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. I'm joined today with my friend Ines. Ines, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm glad we bumped into each other during the Women in Tech portion of this meetup. Really appreciate you coming by. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about you, who you are, and what you do in tech?
Yeah, so my name is Ines, as you already introduced me.
Yes.
I work for a company called Greiner AG, which has its headquarters in Austria, Europe. And I do all things InfoSec and GRC, so all things governance, policies. We do risk management as well in my department, and yeah.
Well, how did you get into working in this field?
Actually, I didn't start in IT after I did my A-levels. I actually wanted to study psychology, which very different.
Yeah.
And then I did a bachelor's in project management and IT, and then slowly but surely I stumbled into the IT space. And then in InfoSec, I had my first internship, and that's where I have been for the last 4 years now. So.
What do you love most about what you do?
I love that I can work with people a lot. So I do a lot of communication, actually, which is not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about IT.
Right.
Because what you imagine is like people sitting in the basement with their hoodies and doing some programming and hacking, which is
Wires
not
everywhere.
at all what
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I communicate so much with people. I work so much with people and do a lot of explaining. And also I like learning new things all the time, which in information security is a requirement if you want to do this job. So
I think it's great that you're here. You know, I love learning new things too. And recently I've learned a lot from a recent research report we did here at Lenovo. It was completely agnostic. It was just polling different leaders. We interviewed over 600 senior IT leaders
wow.
about cybersecurity, data, AI, all of the new tech emergences in the space. And we got a lot of findings from the report. And I think today we're going to talk about one of those findings and have a little bit of a chat about it. So are you ready?
Perfect.
Okay, so here's our fun fact from the report. So according to the report, we found that a lack of skilled staff in cybersecurity was a top obstacle for businesses. So what steps are you taking to upskill your teams or yourself to be AI ready?
Okay, so this whole AI readiness is really a topic that is close to my heart because I don't know about you, but I use AI every day.
I do too.
For everyday tasks for my work and also for private things. But I think we need to talk about how to use it, how to use it securely first and foremost, because AI is not supposed to know everything about you or your company, to that matter, and also how you can utilize it, and that how you need to like formulate your requests, your prompts, and that's really something that we need to work on for a team.
I like that you emphasize the security of AI. Is there anything you're doing or your organization is doing to take security preventative measures when implementing AI?
Yeah, so we actually use Copilot from Microsoft, and we encourage our employees to use that as their primary AI. Of course, I mean, OpenAI and ChatGPT are the number one everywhere, and because that's the name you know, and that's what people use and what they know. But it's actually, if you don't have an account, they can then use that data to train their algorithms, which is not great if you use company data, right? So we provide Copilot to our users. So that's one measure. And then we also do security checks on all different applications that they want to use, including AI, and look into them as much as we can. There are a lot of requests, yeah, but to make it secure and check the
Okay, this
system.
might be a silly question, but it's good for someone who's listening to this for the first time may not know. But what is the difference between ChatGPT and Copilot? Is there a difference?
I don't think there really is. I think it depends on. I'm not an AI expert by
Right,
any
right.
means. They are mostly based on similar like algorithms.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's GPT 4.0 or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So in most AI applications, they run like similar. I don't know what to call
Like
it.
models or
Yeah,
use
models exactly. They just have a different name. They have a different owner, and
Yeah.
they have slightly different use cases.
Yeah.
But the difference in our case is that we use Microsoft 365. We have licenses, right? So that they are not allowed to use our data to train their models. And with ChatGPT, if you don't have an account that you pay for, they are actually allowed to use your data to train it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So for your organization, that was the decision that was made is okay for us since we already have our Microsoft licenses, we want to integrate AI, like let's go ahead
Yeah.
and explore the use of Copilot.
And of course, that also costs money to license these
Right.
Copilot licenses, essentially. But for us, it's worth it because,
Yeah.
our data stays within where it belongs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so what is your work life like? Do you work in an office? Do you work remote? Do you work hybrid?
I work hybrid, so we do have an office in Vienna where I live, but we work remote, I think, like 80% of the time.
Wow.
My team is actually not based in Vienna, so if I want to go see them, I have to hop on a train for 3 hours. So.
But I think it's cool that you have that hybrid work environment. I don't know. It's definitely in line with a saying we always talk about, which is bringing new life to the modern workplace. So, in workplace life in general, like, what do you think the workplace will look like in a few years? Like, it's like work reborn in a way. Like, what do you think that looks like?
Do you mean like in terms of people going to the office or
Just
not?
in general,
Yeah.
like both office working, like what do you think working together will be like? What tools? How will we collaborate? Like, where do you think we'll be? I mean, will we be on the moon? Like, I don't know. Like, what's your
Or on Mars.
or
Yeah.
Mars? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think actually hybrid is the way to go for most people. I know some colleagues of mine, they go into the office every day because they don't really focus at home,
Yeah.
which sometimes I get that too. And then I go to the office like once or twice a week. And then even though I don't see my team, right, there are other employees from other departments, which is actually also very pleasant to talk with them because then you know what's going on in the company besides IT and InfoSec. But I've also talked to some people that prefer working from home all the time, which you do you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the future, that you just have to look for whatever fits best for you. I think the hybrid version is gonna be the way to go
So-
for most people.
If I'm hearing it right, do you feel the future is flexibility and personalization to the employee experience?
Yeah, so I don't like the approach that all of your employees have to be at the office all the time, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I don't think that's feasible for most people nowadays.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the future of work and what work reborn could look like is everyone works differently. They have different methods in which they like to work
Yeah.
and different devices. And, it would be cool if in the future everyone was allowed to work exactly the way that they could with, of course, proper security and protocol in
Yeah.
place to make that a reality. So.
Yeah. And it's nice to see your colleagues in person as well.
Exactly. Every once in a while,
Yeah.
we got to have a water cooler chat.
Because
just
then
like we are here.
you go for a coffee, you talk
Yeah.
about other things you wouldn't really call them.
Yeah,
for-
exactly. Yeah. And maybe then you get to see him on a podcast too, or something. Well, thank you so much, Ines, for being here. If anyone is interested in learning more about the Work Reborn report, check it out. We have the QR code on the screen somewhere over here. Maybe it's by her, maybe it's by me. We'll see. We'll figure it out. And then you can definitely check it out if you are listening to the podcast in the show notes below via a link. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And I really enjoyed my time with you. Thank you so much, Ines.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. To learn more about how Lenovo is helping organizations transform with AI, cybersecurity, and smarter IT solutions, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. And also, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure to leave a comment with any other questions that you would like us to discuss on our next episodes. See you next time. Lenovo.